The map is Echo. The players are Svenison and Rail. This is game 3. I know what you were thinking. Maybe you were thinking that third game was just a, an anti-spoiler, a dummy. But no, this is the real deal. So if you've watched the first two, you will be aware that Rail went up 2-0. With identical plays in both games. Both times he did exactly this. He built a depot here, he built a depot here, he built a barracks, then he built 4 more barracks, marched across the map with 20 to 30 Marines and won the game. Sven, what are you going to do to prevent this from happening to you again? Nobody likes to see a 3-0 whitewash, so let's see what we can get done. Everything looking pretty normal so far. Sven has thrown down this barracks, and over here Rail is going for his traditional twin depot opening at the top of the ramp. And yep, Sven is going to seal the deal with a second depot of his own. Gas coming down for Svenison, so everything looking very, very normal. Are we going to see 4 more barracks appear? That's the real question. Is that what's going to happen in this game? I don't know. Nobody knows. Let's find out soon. Yeah. So, while that's happening, Sven's got to be thinking, I've played this guy twice already. Both times he's built a bunch of barracks. He's come across the map with large numbers of Marines, and he's shot me all up. What am I going to do to beat it? It's hard to see how an engineering bay is going to work defensively. But we will find out. Single Marine in production over here, and for Rail across the map, no Marines in production. Oh, there we go. Marine in production, but 4 barracks in production. So we are, it is an absolute repeat of what we've seen before. Oh, well, this is different. So command center at the top, perhaps he's thinking, he's got the eBay, and this command center finishes, turn it into a planetary fortress, and it's not a crazy plan. I can think of other slightly less expensive and more mobile defensive strategies. A bunker with Marines in it. You can always take the Marines out of the bunker. You can even salvage the bunker and get your money back, or at least most of it. Isn't a bad plan. Siege tank, as I mentioned in the game before, is an excellent defense, or indeed a couple of widow mines strategically positioned, maybe one here and one here, maybe one in here for consecutive hits on the Marines. The first one will soften a lot of them up, the second one will kill a large number of them. Anything like that is all you need. A 400 mineral command center, once you turn it into a planetary, you can't move it. So I don't know, maybe that isn't what he has in mind. Maybe this is simply so that he can lift it off and fly it down to here, and to be honest, I'd rather he did that. I'd rather he landed it here and turned into a planetary, put a bunker here with the planetary here to force any units that come attacking to be within range of this planetary. So we'll see what he's going to do, we'll see. So this time Svenison building a significant number of racks of his own and is upgrading weapons. So he's loaded some SCVs in there, and he is going to fly down to the low ground. So I take it all back. It's a good choice. His opponent has no gas yet, so he looks like he is totally going to be relying on Marines and Marines only. Needs to get these workers working, needs to get this one building another supply depot. One worker building depots at a time of 5 racks. Is that going to be enough? It will if you aren't building any SCVs, I suppose. Okay. So Svenison has got gas. He has got a tech lab. He is researching combat shield. He is researching +1, and that will give him a significant advantage. Combat shield makes these units have essentially 55 health rather than 45, and +1 means that instead of doing 6 damage, they're doing 7 damage per shot. Bearing in mind it's a small amount of damage, but Marines fire very, very quickly indeed, over and over. But is it coming too soon? That is my question. I'd like to see these SCVs unloaded and this turned into a planetary. There is a bunker coming down here. The bunker is going to be finished on time. So these units in the bunker leave the Marauder out. Marauders are armoured, so they can take quite a lot of fire. Put the softer Marines into the bunker. There needs to be more Marines coming, is there? Don't know. The SCV needs to be repairing as well. Make sure you've got the SCV repairing this bunker. Finally that goes into action. So look how efficiently Svenison is trading here. So Real had a significant advantage, but look at the trading efficiency. Absolutely superb efficiency. Real has lost a significant... Oh, I don't know about these units. They were just on rally though. Yeah. So units killed 24 compared to 17. Now he is going to redress the balance at this stage by killing all these workers. These units behind the wall, look at these weakened Marines. They're going to die pretty quickly. And these guys with their combat shield, with their +1, God, they are doing the business. I think the next round of Marines, when it comes out, is going to be enough. You could do with getting an SCV over here to repair this. To be honest, it isn't going to matter. The next lot of Marines coming out are going to do just fine. Don't go down the ramp though. And don't take your finger off the production button. Look, none of your barracks are building anything. Come on, Svenison, you need to build stuff. Fly this away, please. Come on. So in the army tab, 20 supply for Real, only it for Svenison. The second upgrade is coming in, upgrade armor. Once that finishes, the efficiency with which he'll be able to trade will be absolutely dominating. So, you know, an even number of units will absolutely thrash Real, and even a substantially smaller army, especially with Marauders in the mix, will do very, very well indeed. These guys should be able to hold this ramp without any problems. That 1-1 now finished, and look at the way they're just cutting through these, man. You know, so significantly larger army just getting shredded by good upgrades. Yeah, so well held, Sven. You didn't need to lose that CC. Once you lost the fight down here, this CC should have already been in the air, flying back home to safety. But you know, with that said, it's a good hold. He is supply blocked currently. It's a pity he doesn't have the orbital command. He would then be able to drop extra supply. In the production tab, all we see is Marines. There is still no gas for Real. He has no tech upgrade opportunities whatsoever, so he is just building Marines. I would dearly love to see Svenison crank out a siege tank, because the siege tank would just make mincemeat out of these unupgraded Marines. You know, siege tank, 2 siege tanks literally would just essentially be one-shotting Marines as they walked up that ramp. It would be an absolute pisting. But he doesn't seem to have plans well, he doesn't have the tech to do that just yet. He is still supply blocked. And look, this 1 SCV queued up. Why do it? You've got the money. Grab, you know, 4 SCVs and get them to build 1 each, rather than this queue. Both moves cost the same amount of money ultimately. So, you know, grab, if you need a lot of supply, grab several workers, build several at once, don't worry about it. This fight on the ramp is not going to go that well. This latest batch of Marines popping out just in time to reinforce, and look how well these units trade. Again, just devastating that unupgraded army. Look at this, 70 to 36, it's brutal. Literally these guys are killing twice the number, getting twice the number of kills as his opponent. So there is no way Real can keep this up forever. Sooner or later he's already beginning to mine out this base, and you can see down to only a handful of minerals on a couple of these patches, and some patches are completely gone. So he cannot maintain this constant production. These guys, you know, a little bit of scouting wouldn't go astray. Svenison, if you knew that there was this little at the bottom of your ramp, you could just march down there and muller all of it. We don't see anything building from the factory. What you need at this point, Svenison, badly, is a starport, because a medevac could make a lot of difference here. So these units are going to be able to walk down and just crush this. I'd like to see them step forward, because the units at the back aren't shooting, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the upgrade advantage, he has the number advantage. Real, you are in trouble here. So +2 attack coming in for Svenison, and he is marching across the map. He is blissfully unaware that his opponent has expanded into his 3rd. So what will happen when these guys get across the map? They need medevac support. They're all bruised. Yeah, the upgrades will do well for you, but when you arrive, you're going to be against the home advantage. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. So the army supply is in favour of Rail. The upgrades would make up for that army supply difference if it wasn't for these units being bruised. They're already quite damaged. Don't stand on the ramp. It's bad. If you're going to attack like that, you need to run up to the top and then start shooting, because otherwise your units that are halfway up the ramp simply aren't doing any shooting, and that is poor. This is pretty stressful stuff, isn't it? What do we see here? We see buildings idle. Breaks my heart to see idle buildings. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And no stim. We also see idle workers. You know what I mean? How much am I paying these guys to stand about? Uh-oh. Now this is a more substantial amount of units. Let's see how they do. Look, all of these guys need to be shooting. The guys at the back aren't doing any shooting. The arc is absolutely slaying you, Sven, and you weren't paying attention and you lost all your stuff. You're going to lose these guys as well if you don't spot them crossing the map. Bring them home, please. So this is pretty shocking stuff. The income is not massively different for the two players. Both have essentially mined out the men. The difference is Sven is going to be able to transfer his workers en masse to here. Rail is transferring his as well, and it looks like he's going to get away with it. He's not going to get noticed marching across the middle of the map. So let's see what happens here. This is a significant number advantage. These guys have a distinct upgrade advantage. I'm sure, yeah, +2 just finishes. So I don't know. Yeah, that's enough. You can kill this. Why are you still running? Go back and kill this. You've got that. It is worth noting that there is a setting in StarCraft that allows you to click on enemy units and structures. It is well worth enabling, so that any engagement you can click on your opponent's units and you can find out what their upgrades are like. Because Sven, you didn't realise that you could have taken them fight. You didn't need to be running away and losing units, losing workers, losing command centres. Where's the starport? A medevac would just make such an enormous difference to this. Such an enormous difference. Yeah, I don't know where these guys are going, but where they need to be going is shoot the green stuff. Shoot the green stuff, man. Right, okay. Oh dear, Rail. So you transfer the workers, but you didn't get them mining. Let's have a look at the income tabs. Both players suffering a little bit. It's a bit back and forth, isn't it? It's a bit back and forth. Svenison, why haven't you got a starport? Yeah, come on, a starport, please, a starport. Rail finally mining some gas. These guys doing nothing. I don't know what he's going to spend the gas on. He hasn't got any tech structures as yet. But he is beginning to get together enough gas to build some tech structures. I'm going to speed this game up a little bit because, because I have stuff to do. So Rail is pretty determined to win with just Marines. No upgrades, not even combat shield, no stim, no 1-1. Oh, look at that. So, upgrades queued, but that's okay. At least they will ultimately happen. More workers being transferred across the map. This is saturated, so what you really need is another command center. I don't know about building it on the other side of the map, though. Why do you guys, people in the Novice League, they're always doing this. They're always building expands like really weird places. And the weird thing is they're always getting away with it too, because just no scouting happens. Okay, a cyclone and a siege tank. This is the sort of push that can end a game, because your opponent just has no tech whatsoever. He only has Marines. So a well-positioned siege tank here Oh my goodness, I say he's got no tech, and from nowhere 2 siege tanks appear. Am I high or something? When did... What's going on in this game? Anyway, so a very, very strong defensive position. This, you see this, Sven? This is what you should have had, man, when he turned up with all those Marines, and you would have obliterated it. This siege tank far too close to the edge. Marines can run up here and snipe that, assuming they have vision. So you're better to have the siege tanks back a little bit. You know, siege tanks have an enormous range, so they should be the furthest back of your units, because they can just shoot over the top of pretty much everything. They outrange pretty much everything. Now you can see the range of these tanks. It is worth noting that siege tanks' range is longer than their sight. So even though this siege tank might be in range of this one, it's hard to tell, isn't it? It's hard to tell. It isn't in sight of it. Yeah, and that's a bit of a weird thing. Now, this current positioning makes it very difficult for Rill to come down the ramp, because he knows he's going to be... well, I don't know, does he know about the siege tank or not? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Well, anyway, if he does move down the ramp, he is going to be taking siege tank fire to the face. Sven finally realizes that his opponent has got a base right next to his, and he's bound to be concerned about that. Look at this, 4 racks right here. What he needs to do is go and kill that, kill it, make it dead, you know, cut off that income. Oh, here we go. So these units are going to come down, and these units need to react. They need to react. They're not in the fight. Get in the fight. Come on. Medevac arrives, but it's not in a particularly good position. Looks very vulnerable, but Sven is pretty much going to clean this up very easily indeed. He is taking siege tank fire from up on high, and he should realise that. Load the units into the medevac. Load them, load them, load them. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh. It's painful. It's so painful. How many kills does this siege tank have? 15. 10. Right, good. But you know, come on, Sven. You know that this is here. You know it's here. Look. Look, this is Sven's view. This is what he can see on the map. Hello? What's all this, please? What are you doing? Just allowing that to exist. His opponent's view, he doesn't know about this. But anyway. So the income, I suspect, is seriously in favour of Rill. It is, if we look in the production tab, still holding down the marine button. Some different bits of tech coming out for Sven. But ultimately, you know, you need to kill this stuff. You can't allow this to simply be here. And really, you should have killed it when you first spotted it. You had the units to do it. It was always going to be tough to push into this defensive position, but it was always going to be easy to just go and kill this. Again, I'm going to speed this game up a little bit and just let it develop. Okay, so yeah, you could fly a thing over there and find out what happens. Yep. These units are going to die pretty fast. The Liberator, so decides to retreat, but he must know that his opponent has an expo at this stage, otherwise he couldn't still be in the game. And he's probably got a fair idea of where it is. If it isn't here, where else could it possibly be? It looks to me like we're going to see some more action shortly. This is a substantial number of Marines. I like a lot that there is a nuke building. You know, if in doubt, go nuclear. That's what I say. You know what I mean? Just nuke them. Just get Donald Trump on their ass, like, just nuke everyone. I'd be really interested to know whether a ghost positioned here would have enough sight of this to just nuke that. And I'm inclined to say that the answer is yes, they would. There's only one ghost on the map. Here he is, and he appears to be just hanging out. Personal cloaking not yet researched. That gets researched at the Ghost Academy, so well worth research. Oh, maybe it is. Oh no, it's on its way, but well worth researching. But to be honest, he could just stand here and nuke this. Oh, but look, look. Where's the cloak? Is he gonna nuke this army? Oh, I really want that to happen. Everybody wants that to happen. Literally, the entire EMS Scraft viewership wants that to happen. Come on, Ghost. Come on, Ghost. Now is the time. Well, Cloak isn't finished yet. Man, Cloak takes a long time. What just happened there? He shot something. So nothing going on. What are these players doing? Oh, there's the Cloak. No, don't shoot stuff. That tells them that you're there. You know, you've got this hold fire button specifically for that. Where's the nuke? Nuke! Everybody wants to see the nuke. What is this? Who runs about with a nuke laser pointer, just not nuking? Whip out the nuke and flop it all over this. Dude, the stuff that you need to nuke is here. It's here. Allow me to highlight it for you. Here. See, you're the guy with the nuke. Here. I dare say a siege tank parked here would just deny, just ruin all of that, wouldn't it? Nuke! Please drop the nuke. What is it you're doing, Sven? Why aren't you dropping bombs? Nobody knows is the short answer. Look, he's got 2 of these. You could build a nuke in the second one as well. I'd like to see a couple more ghosts on the map. You know, to be honest, I just want to see the nukes flying. Please show me the nukes. Show me the damn nukes. Here he goes. Yes! Did we see it? There it goes. There it goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, please fly medevacs over there. Please put... Oh, no, he got it. Oh, what an anticlimax. How did he see it? Did it... Please, no, it ran out of cloak, didn't it? He didn't scan or anything. It simply ran out of cloak because you spent so long standing here scratching your ass thinking about what to do with the big old nuke pointer that you had in your hands. You blew it, man. You blew it, and I couldn't be more disappointed. Right, this stuff's gonna fly in here soon. Is there another nuke? Is there anything? Like, seriously. Please. Put me out of my misery. Oh. Is there a chance? No, you don't have any nukes. You haven't built another nuke yet. So, you know, what's this guy gonna do? Is he just gonna run about cloaked until his cloak runs out? Miserable. Thoroughly miserable. Rarely have I seen such squandered nukage. Rarely in my days. 2 nukes in production. Do you have 2 ghosts though? No, you don't. You don't have 2 ghosts. You've only got 1. You can't use 2 nukes because you've only got 1 ghost. Come on, look, he's got no cloak left because he's just been too busy running about, scratching arse, going, what should I do with this nuke? Look, you're not cloaked, what's the... Please, stop it. No. What's in here? An SCV. Is this game still going? Right, I think there's about to be a fight. You know, what would be awesome is if there would be a nuke or something like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of this stuff needs to actually be doing some shit. These siege tanks can't be effective. And Brill, you do a lot better if you actually followed your ass to do some upgrades. But you haven't, so the 2-2 in combat suit, Stem just slaughters you. Army supply, even order supply, there. It's killed. That's ridiculous. Come on, you know, look, right, I'm not being funny yet, but you know that your opponent has got a base right here. You've just wiped his army out of this area. But, you know, just what? Don't worry, I'll probably just leave that base there. That'll probably be fine. You probably won't build anything from those barracks anyway. You know, it's probably alright to just leave those right next to my men. Yeah, that'll be alright, I'm sure. Now, you've got a command center here doing nothing. Lift it up, fly it, land it here. You've got workers doing nothing. Get them mining. You've got enough energy to drop all sorts of mules and then you'd be rich. What? What's the plan now? You're just going to run up the ramp into the siege tanks? Is it? I hope not. I hope it's a better plan than that. I really hope it's a better plan than that. These guys, they're just having a party. Let's see. Good. It's a good start. Siege tanks sieged up on the low ground. Let you unload up top with cover from the siege tanks. Unload here. Do it. Do it. Yep, good. Very nice. Very nice. Yep, siege tanks doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Beautiful. Now with the medivacs, lift up a siege tank, plant it here. Go and get the other one, plant it here. That's the way to do it. Get the siege tanks up. You need to unsiege them with new pantheons. You need to unsiege them. You can't move them sieged anymore. These, you know, sieged up tanks are going to cause you problems. There's no two ways about that. What you can do if you're a bit crafty though, is you can use the medevac on your site. That wasn't the right place to fall down. The other thing you can do is just fly a medevac over and drop down. Yeah, exactly that. Drop one marine on a tank, but you can't do it with this bunker parked here. This defensive position is going to be hard to break. You need more stuff to do it, is what you need. You need to build stuff, Sven. You're not building stuff. You're long range mining when your CC can fly. I don't know what you're at. I haven't forgiven you for fudging the nuke twice. Unforgiven, Svenison. Unforgiven. And this is going to be the game ender, I think, because unlike his opponent, Svenison doesn't really have a huge defensive attack here. It looks like he is going to be assaulted fire. But where are you going to land? In the base here that you've allowed to survive this whole time instead of just walking into it and killing it? That's ugly. Just like a fleet of barracks flying about here. You know. Oh, don't, what? Why? Look how many marines you've got. Leave some of them here to kill all this stuff. Not just one. He's going to be there for days. You know, just leave some here to kill the stuff. GG. It's all over. And, you know, there were highs and lows in that game. It is now all over, and in a way I'm glad. GG.